welcome back to the Ben Breakfast Show. Now, we have a very special guest in the studio with us this morning. We have UK-based gospel singer, songwriter, TV personality, Maria Bond. Maria, welcome to the Ben Breakfast Show. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for for me being on the show.
Thank you for being here. So congratulations on Testify. Over 13,000 views on YouTube. That is amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me about your inspiration. What was your inspiration behind that song?
Well, the thing is with what I noticed, myself included, was a lot of people around my age, and growing up as well, we believed, because I came from a Christian family initially, believed in God, but outside, due to peer pressure, had a difficulty proclaiming that confidently. Probably because of the way in which the church and Christianity and God is being sort of PR'd as such, or downgraded as such. And so people tend to think, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, let's just keep that on the low, and then, because obviously coming from a Christian family, I followed the religion that and the faith rather that my family followed. That led me out of the church in a way because I didn't have a relationship for myself.
Okay.
But when I came back to Christ again, it was just absolutely amazing because this was my own thing. I knew him for myself. And that's what led me to writing this song. And that's what the inspiration was, to say, you know what, he's my Lord, he's my master, I'm having fun with this, my life is amazing, and I'm not ashamed. And that's what the song is all about. It's just really having fun with
positive message. Song. So you actually mentioned during the break that you have one version without Samsung. So how did you team up with Samsung for him to be part of the second version?
Well, the first version was initially because I play the saxophone as well. I teach music, and that's another story how I got into teaching. But I'll probably tell you that another time if you want. And so, Ralph Daniels is an amazing saxophonist. He's played all over the world. In his own right, he's wonderful. So we'd always talked about collaborating on a saxophone project. So Testify initially was supposed to be a saxophone project.
Oh, wow.
It wouldn't have been called Testify at the time. Although I had written Testify separately to that in my own time of devotion. And so when we got together, somehow, hearing the music and working through it with him, I started singing Testify over the soundtrack. And he's like, wow, we've got to do this. And I'm like, so when does my saxophone part come in? It's like, there's no space for that. And so that's how it worked out. I went back to London, because this was done in Nigeria, in Lagos. I went back to Nigeria. And I'd been speaking to Samsung as well, and sort of said, would you like to be on the project? And before I knew it, because he also knew the producer as well, I was told over the phone, right, Samsung's going to be the next person who's going to be on this project. Like, yes, amazing. And it was, as you know, it's turned out to be a really good track.
So good. And I also had a look at the video. The video is incredible. It looks like you've had such a nice time. Really good energy, and it really works perfectly with the upbeat tempo of the song, and I love the sax elements, and it's only fair if we take a look and have a look at that video, because it's really, really good, and the song is amazing. So let's have a look at the video. And we'll get back to that. We'll get back. We'll watch the video in a second. Oh no. We'll get back to that. We'll chat for a little bit longer, and we'll watch the video in a bit. So growing up, did you always want to be a musician? Because you mentioned that you wanted to do saxophones. So surely you've been doing that for a while.
Yes, I started off when I was in boarding school. I started off learning, we all had to learn an instrument. And so I learned the flute. And thoroughly enjoyed that. I learned a few instruments as well. And I'd always loved music. When I was growing up in Nigeria, before I came over to this country, and I went into secondary school, and I'd always had music in my bones. and so I went to university and studied music. And, thoroughly enjoyed that. Wanted to become a professional singer and musician. But singing was really my main instrument. And basically, I carried on singing jazz music. I moved on from the recorder, obviously the recorder, it's all the same fingering. From the flute to the saxophone, because it's the same. If you can play the flute, you can sort of transfer to the saxophone. It's a natural progression. And so I started playing the saxophone and singing. And then I had an issue where I had a growth at the front section of my voice box. It was just a cell growth. And I had to have that taken out because it was becoming malignant and, all sorts of issues. After doing that, I found that I couldn't sing any longer. My voice was very strained. All this area was very strained. Couldn't sing. The tone of my voice also dropped quite a few tones down, and I'd lost the whole of the soprano, which is what I naturally was. And so that's how I came into teaching. That's how I became a teacher. And
And how long have you been teaching?
Oh gosh, I started teaching in 2009. Oh, wow. So a good number of years, 10 years now. And thoroughly enjoyed it. Love working with children and adults as well. Yeah. The children are amazing. Yeah. And it's just nice to see people, helping people to progress and just see the transformation from when they start and the insecurities just being withered away as they gain their confidence and become always what they wanted, what they dreamed of. Yeah. And that's amazing for me. And but then I always wanted to get back to the singing. I desired it, but I kept it quiet because it's one of those things where you think, well, I just have to accept my lot in life as such. I've got to accept my circumstances. I can't do that, but I can do this. And as I came to finding myself again through Christianity, coming back into the faith again.
So how did you get back into singing?
Well, this is the thing. I came back, I got healed.
Oh, wow.
I joined the church I'm in now, which is Christ Embassy, and I got healed. And I remember saying this amazing prayer. I'll never forget. I said, Lord, if you will heal me, I will sing for you. Wow. I will dedicate everything to you. And as we were praying, I suddenly felt this weight on my shoulders being lifted, and sort of like a tightening around my neck being loosened, and I knew I was being healed. And what was amazing was the fact that I was actually carrying so much on me spiritually that I didn't even realize. You manage it. We laugh and joke and we live a life carrying. You get on with it, don't you? You live with this weight, not realizing you're different from other people who are living a much more freer, liberated, progressive life. And ever since then, I've been singing. It's been one miracle to another, to another, to another. The doors have been opened supernaturally.
Now you're on your second studio album.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, even the video. And if you watch that video very carefully, the amount of musicians and celebrities and stars in that video itself.
You know what? I think we should take a look. Let's have a look at the video. Yes. See if we can celebrity spot.
When I think of your goodness, I just want to praise you more. For your mercy, your kindness, and all of your ways, oh Lord. You are so glorious, you are so awesome. You're great and mighty, you're so amazing. You are so glorious, you are so awesome. You're great and mighty, you're so amazing. Amazing love. He's my Lord and my Master, He is my King and my Savior, He is my Lord. He's my Lord, my Creator, my Maker, He is my strength, my Provider, He is my Lord. He's my Lord, oh, He's my Lord. I will testify, I will testify.
I'm a living testimony to my morning introduction. I can't help but tell it to everyone that I meet. When I think of the things the Lord has done, makes me wanna do the twist. I don't care what the world is trying to tell me. I'ma live my life for Him.
He's my King and my Savior, He's my Lord. He's my Lord, my Creator, my Maker, He's my strength, my Provider, He's my Lord. He's my Lord, oh, He's my Lord. I will testify, I will testify, I will
I'm like, I've had that song stuck in my head now. I love it. It's such an amazing song, a really good beat. So good. So you mentioned while we were watching that, that all of the celebrities in there. So you met on the day, or a few of them.
I met a few of them on the day, actually. Yeah. It was actually Love or TV Satellite that decided, you know, they were going to come and cover it. Okay. So they came in with the camera crew, everything, and they were behind the scenes. And apparently they sent out the word that, you know, this amazing singer from London, she's singing. And all these different celebrities, like, you know, Agent Sniper, you know, one of the Nigeria's top supermodels, Kelly J, they all came and they were all part of the music video, and just really lovely, wonderful, talented people that I met in my journey there.
Having fun,
having fun. There's a few collaborations that's come out of that that's going to be released pretty soon as well.
That'd be like album 3, perhaps.
Yes, exactly. There you go. And you know, it's just a testimony to how good and great and amazing God is. There are no limitations to the things that he can do. And when he says, you know, when Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. You know, and that's one of the things that has really filled up my faith and taken it to the next level, that's made me realize that absolutely nothing is impossible. Absolutely nothing.
The sky's the limit,
the sky is the limit.
You know. That's amazing. So like, are there do you have like any favourite artists that you would ideally like to collaborate with?
Yeah, there's quite a few actually. I love Sinach. You know, I've had the privilege of meeting her a few times as well, and so I'd love to work with her. I've kind of like supported Ada in her concert when she came before. It'd be nice to do a collaboration with her. I love Sister Wisdom. Sister Wisdom, I love her so much. And you know, she's one of my contacts on Facebook and all the social media, so we're constantly liking each other's stuff, which is quite comforting, because I know that, you know, if I can pick up the phone and say, you know, can I get you? You never know. You know, so those are the ladies really, that I would
ideally like to collaborate with. So
like,
what do you want your fans to take away from your music? What do you know? Do you want them to sort of listen to your music and feel inspired, like uplifted, or like, is that sort of the emotions that you want?
I would love people to experience a sense of liberation. I would love them to, you know, because I'm all into helping people as a teacher. My whole thing is, how do I make people's lives better? You know, because I love to sing, you know, but I think with music, you're in such a powerful position that it has to be more than a nice song. It has to be more than a good voice or really cool music. It has to be something that when people listen to it, they're inspired to do something with their lives, and they're inspired to realize, you know, there's hope. You know, for that person who's probably feeling down, there is hope. You can break through the glass ceiling. You can be who you want to be, because the reality is, if you have a passion in your heart, the chances are God put that passion in there. It's not you trying to be something that it's out of your bounds or ability. You can do it, you know. So that's what it's all about.
You also mentioned a book.
Yes.
So you brought a book with you. So a book that you have recently written. Would you like to talk us through that? So it's called Limitless Mindset.
Yes.
So, so what's that about?
Right, Limitless Mindset. This book really is all about, it's really me talking about the journey that I've been through and the things that I've done in order to break the limitations in my life. You know, when we're younger, you know, often, you know, we think we can do anything. We can take on the world. We have no concept of limitation. You know, why can't I do it? I breathe I'm flesh and blood like everybody else. So if you can do it, I can do it. But as you grow up, there are constant barriers that's put in front of you. Either, you're not very good at this, but you're good at that. I think school is the first place that we get limited.
Definitely.
You know,
put you in separate boxes.
You know, all these different differentiations, and also, you know, being told, okay, well, what are your options? My options are based on what I can do and what I can't do. And so you might want to be a really good artist, but because you couldn't draw, you might want to be an accountant, but because you can't count. And the reality is that anything you put your mind to, you can achieve.
Definitely.
You can achieve, because we are made in the image of a creator, which means we are creators. And so you can actually shape your reality. You know what I mean? So if, let's say, you find that you're finding it's difficult for you to learn certain things, if you say to yourself, I will learn. You can create that as your reality and move on and break that ceiling. And that's what this is all about.
That's all about.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, like, what made you get into gospel music?
Ooh, gospel music. Well, I was born into a very Christian family.
Yes.
And my mother had has a very strong faith. She was a reverend. And, so I always knew about God as a bedtime story. Yeah. But, when I came to know him for myself and I'd gone through that journey and realizing, oh my goodness, gospel meaning good news.
Yeah.
It's what brings the hope and joy to people's lives. It's the reality. It's actually a very obvious, easy concept.
Yes.
But there are so many things that blind us from reality that we think, oh, this is a difficult thing. The Bible is too difficult to read, or this is too much of a fairy tale. And for me, the day that I realized, through just saying, you know what, I choose to believe this story as real. The minute I was able to unlock that in my heart, I got this wonderful sort of supernatural encounter with God. And that's when I realized, oh my goodness, this is the best thing that I could possibly ever say. If I don't ever say anything else, if I never have a voice, if after the time that I get to speak on whatever platform I'm on, this is the one thing that's worth saying. That you are wonderful. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And you can do all things through Christ,
And do you think that gospel music is huge, like Afrobeat and that sort of genre? Do you think it's up there with the rest?
Oh, most definitely. It's a thing that is that's really working in Africa at the moment. Africa is such a spiritual country. Everybody believes in God, or they believe in some kind of supernatural entity at least. And it's so I believe
why
that.
Do you think that?
And actually, I think that Afrobeat is perfect for gospel.
Yes.
Because gospel meaning good news. Afrobeat is such a celebrative.
It is,
It's a time to sort of celebrate.
Always like upbeat, and it's a celebration, and even all the music videos, it's all very positive,
lively and upbeat. And even I'm one of those people that are a strong believer of music is made of God. So all music is good.
Yeah.
But if the person who is creating that music has a negative mindset or negative sort of intentions, then the music becomes corrupted. So for me, it's taking this good, wonderful gift of God that we've been given, music in its entirety, and bringing a positive message that not only entertains people and makes them feel good about listening to it and dancing and just enjoying it and celebrating their life, but also has a positive message that will actually fulfill the plan for their spirit as well. That will build up their spirit and leave them feeling really, really good.
Feeling good about that,
Exactly. The last thing I want to do is listen to a song, and be crying.
I know.
Who was that?
You skip on Spotify, I don't need that today. You want something to uplift you and put you in that good mood.
Yeah, there are too many things in life that wants to bring us down.
Yeah.
So why add to it?
Exactly.
Why?
Do you think you would always feature sort of the saxophone elements to your music?
I'd love to.
You would?
Yeah, I'd love to. It'd be nice, to spend more time in Nigeria and do more work with, or even in my own saxophone. I think that's something that I would definitely be bringing in some of my playing as well. Yeah, I want to do that. There are lots of things that I want to experiment with, because I love all different kinds of music. And so it'd be nice to go into different genres as well and try different things. But, it's one of those things, watch that space, watch this space. There's so much to come.
Definitely.
And the sky is definitely
the limit. So what is the best concert that you've ever performed in? If there is one, if you can think of one, or if they all just spin.
I was privileged to go to the Love World Music and Arts Festival.
Wow.
And I got a chance to sing. There was this wonderful stage that I was supposed to be singing at, and I was waiting for my turn to come up, and it was lovely. Sun was out, but my slot was in the evening.
Oh no.
Gosh! But what was amazing? This is so wonderful of God. When it was my turn to go up on this stage, it's almost like a stage that's in between like a river.
Yes.
It's in the middle of the river.
Oh, how beautiful.
So it looks like you're standing on the river if you're looking from a distance, but you walk through this aisle into this central section there.
Wow.
So I did my walk as I stood in the center, obviously it being evening, all the lights came up. all these beautiful lights came up on the river.
So it was even better than if you'd performed earlier.
And the springs of water were spitting up. You know how it looks when it's... And then the cameras all came out.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden when it was quieted. And I was there, and then all the crowd came in because this wonderful light show. And I suddenly received in my heart, I heard it clearly. The Lord said to me, I lead you beside the still waters, I restore your soul. And I was like, I was just like, amazing.
Oh my God.
So you see, my whole journey is a walk of faith. I'm relying on Him. I have to. Because, you know, that's how I've come to where I am now. And in reality, it's the only way. It actually is the only way to walk in perfection and completion, you know. But most people are stubborn. And we all want to do it our own way, and we all think we know better than God. Exactly. Yeah. And so I thank God. I thank God for the growth that prevented me from going the way I wanted to go. And I thank God for the limits that the world put on me that enabled me to cleave to Him and Him alone. Because now you see the walk is with perfection. And you see I'm able to approach it from a place of rest. Because He said, my yoke is easy. My burden is light. So we should never have to struggle when we're doing His work. And the reality is all the things I ever desired are coming my way now. And all I had to say was, yes, Lord.
Yes. That is amazing.
Yes, Lord.
Your students must be so proud of you. Oh my gosh, wow. So you still teach music?
Oh yeah, I do. Well. I do. Yeah, I still do teach music. Oh. It's becoming a bit of a challenge now because I'm so busy. You know, and I think moving on in my career or in my teaching, I want to carry on writing.
As well.
There's so much. And it's bubbling inside me. I just gotta get it out. You know, it's like once I finished that book, it was like, I feel so good.
And it's like next, right?
It's out. Next.
So what made you want to sort of pursue music? Because did you used to present?
Yeah, I did, yeah. The music thing has always been in my bones.
Okay.
You know,
so that was always something that you wanted to sort of hone in on?
Always. When I was growing up in Nigeria, the first few years of my life was in Nigeria. I used to hear music in a different way. Yeah. And I'll be there, also driving through the market, and I'm hearing the music, and I'll be moving, I just couldn't stop.
Just like instinct. And
it's like, you know, I'll be asking people around me, can you see the way this beat comes in? And I'm only 5 and 6 years old. Wow. And I'm asking, they're like, what are you talking about? You know, just listen to it. And really, at the time, I realized now that I'm more knowledgeable in what I'm hearing, that what I was trying to describe was syncopation. Wow. I was trying to describe...
At 5 years old.
I was trying to describe music, a melody, where two melodies are working together. Yeah. And I was hearing, and this is so interesting in African music, syncopation. Yeah. You know, where one melody is going or one rhythm is going and another one is going and it complements each other so well and harmonizes so perfectly. And I was hearing that. And a lot of that is in Michael Jackson's music as well, Quincy Jones, all these great people.
They all sort of
they know how to work it very well in whatever musical line it is. And so as I grew up, I just couldn't get rid of this love and this desire to want to know more. So it wasn't really a case of I want to be a music teacher or I want to be a musician. I just want to know how it works so well. Yeah. How does it make me feel this way? Yeah. How come I can't stop moving my shoulders or this or that?
Definitely get that in Testify though. You did definitely get the two sort of... Yeah. And I couldn't stop dancing. I listened to it the whole of yesterday and I just couldn't stop dancing to it, singing along to it even though I can't sing. It's really bad.
Well, everybody can sing, darling.
Yeah. So, like, what would you say have been, like, the challenges? Like, what's been challenging to sort of get to where you are now?
Oh, gosh.
Sort of come up against?
You know, one of the things that I've noticed is, gosh, there's some things I can't even say. There's something I can't say. But, you know, one of the things that I will have to say is there's room at the top for everybody. Yes. Competition is one of the things that I cannot stand. You know, I said to you before I went into, I didn't say it on air, I said it privately too, didn't I? I went into a competition and that was the first and last time. Yeah. I don't like competitions and I always say to my students, never compete. Yeah. Don't compete. When it comes to do with your voice and your art, don't compete. Why? Because it's a gift. Yeah. It's a gift from God firstly. And then when you sing for others and you perform in front of people, you're giving them a gift. You're giving them your soul. If you're doing it properly, you know what I mean? You're giving your heart and soul. You're doing that. And so why compete with that? It's an insult.
Yeah.
You've devalued the gift that you were giving. And then the worst thing of all is when it's competition in a gospel arena.
Oh, is that?
You know, and I think
level.
for me, I feel that, you know, now gospel music, we are ministers now.
Yes.
We now become ministers because we are taking the word of God, the creator of the universe, of the cosmos, and we're putting that in song, which means it gets through to someone's subconscious level easier because they're dancing to it and then they're being filled with this, you know, with inspiration. Why would you compete with that? It's an insult on every level. That's the way I see it.
So would you say that like the sort of competitions within gospel music is really like...
Yes, it's. I think the competition in music generally, but then even in gospel, I think, you know, a lot of this, where artists compete with each other, and that's why I love collaborations. I love it because together we bring something beautiful.
Special,
we are stronger. We help carry the message. It is not our message. We are privileged to be given that honor to carry it. And with that comes many gifts, many advantages, you know, many blessings.
Together.
So don't devalue that and don't envy somebody else because whatever God has put in you is unique to you. No one else can do it the way you do it. You know, that kind of thing. Like I was watching from the back you're presenting and I was thinking, wow, she's amazing. You know, nobody else can work it the way you work it. Same as me. Nobody else. Unashamedly, I say I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Nobody can work it the way I work it. So therefore, knowing that gives me the confidence to not envy another person. You know what I mean? Because together we bring something beautiful. But when we're working against each other with this conflict, which is actually a lie of the adversary. It is. It's a lie of the adversary because it's birthed from insecurity. The root of it is insecurity. And that is not good news. That's not gospel.
But like you said, like there's room for everyone to make it.
So, there is, because I will tune to one channel and watch this for this reason, and I'll tune to another channel and watch that for that reason, and there's a time for everything. And each one of those things are building levels of understanding and knowledge and wisdom and entertainment. And that's beautiful, because that's diversity and colourful. But to say me and me alone, that's such a limited perspective, you know what I mean? And so for me, I think my challenges have been jealousy that I've faced from people, or any time in me that I felt a sense of insecurity. But it's, for me, the main thing is that I've had to deal with is competition. Knowing when to ignore and understand other people's competing with me. Understand that they haven't reached a level, perhaps, of understanding